So good evening, good evening, good evening. We are back again. We've got a couple of cans. We're smoking the Arsenal top of the league pack. And everyone else can hold on. Watching and looking up. Where are you? Let's be having you. But we do want to talk about Man City today. What is wrong with Man City? This is what we're going to talk about. What is wrong with Manchester City? Why are they so inconsistent? And why have they been inconsistent for so long? Because as good as they are, you can beat them. And that never used to be the case. Even if Man City had an off day, they'd still win. That don't happen so much anymore. Yes, it still happens. Of course it does, because they are still better than most teams. But at the same time, you can beat them. Aston Villa just beat them. You know, Monaco got a draw against them. They only beat Brentford 1-0. You know, it's not looking good this season. You know, not looking good. It's not looking good at all. And if you know, Brighton beat him as well this season as well, I think. So this is a continuation from last season. And I think Pep's obviously the issue. He's the manager. But I think a lot of these players are a bit, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? A bit bored. They're probably bored. You know, there's so many new players that have come into that club since January. And I don't feel like they can play how they expected they would play. You know, Cherky being one of them. Not only that, he chops and changes the team every single week, which, again, tells me he doesn't know his best 11. Now, I know Pep rotates. He's done it the whole time. He used to do it at Bayern as well. But when I'm looking at Man City play football, it ain't the same as it used to be a couple of years ago. And I know there's a lot of players that have gone. Obviously, Mahrez, Waller, by the way, Gundo. You know, there's some players that have left the club that were serial winners and clutch players as well. But I look at it now and I'm thinking, I'm looking at the starting 11 from the weekend. Donnarumma's a good goalkeeper, by the way. Yeah, Donnarumma's a good goalkeeper, but you got Nunes at right back. And I'm like, out of all the money you've spent, you're playing Nunes at right back. Number one, that makes no sense to me, especially against a team in Aston Villa that Manchester City do tend to struggle against quite often. I remember they absolutely battered you off the park a couple of seasons ago. Yeah, and then I think the following week they beat us. Well, they beat us and then they battered you whatever way round it was. Yeah, you got Diaz, who ain't the Diaz that he was. He's still a very good player, by the way. John Stones, who, again, very good player, but you're going to get a consistent run out of him. Like, he's been brilliant for Man City since he's been there, but, I mean, come on, man. Like, how long are we going to keep rocking this John Stones? Like, what, until the wheels fall off? Well, the wheels are nearly falling off with John Stones. Because every time I've watched him play, he looks sus. Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, I like him as a player. I think he's been brilliant, like I said, but you need to upgrade him big time. Massively need to upgrade on him. Vardial, you know what you're getting from Vardial. Yeah, then you go into midfield to Johnny Reinders. This is the 11 from the weekend, right? So I'm like, well, hang on a minute. Where's Nico Gonzalez? Because he played the other day. And he was playing all right. All of a sudden, he's now dropped. So you got him, you got Reinders in midfield. And listen, Reinders is a baller, by the way. But now you can't get Cherky in because he's put Silva and Foden in. So it's like, yeah, you got some good players and you got some good squad depth, yeah. And I'm not knocking that. But it's like, I don't think he knows his best 11. You got Doku sat on the bench. Why? Not that I rate him, but he was on a little purple patch, and then all of a sudden he's been benched. Yeah, Savio, according to Man City fans, is just trash. And then Oscar Bob, well, they'll use the excuse that, oh, well, he's just come back from injury. He's been back for weeks. And obviously you have the relentless striker up front. But I'm looking at the subs Man City made at the weekend. Marmoush, Cherky, Doku, Gonzalez, and O'Reilly. And it didn't affect anything. Let's just be real with it. It didn't affect anything. 4 shots on target is abysmal. But when I watch Man City, and I do watch quite a lot of Man City, when I watch Man City, they play very similar to Arsenal in terms of they don't just want to give possession away. They don't just want to cross the ball aimlessly. They want to keep recycling the ball. Yeah, and if they can find a chance to get Haaland clean through, bang, they'll play the killer pass. But when I'm watching Savio, Doku, Oscar Bob, Bernardo, whoever it is you put on the wings, they don't tend to go past the man and cross the ball first time. Yeah, they have to slow down, stop, pass it backwards. And I think this is where Man City have lost their edge in the Premier League a little bit, because now everyone's doing it. Everyone's doing this slow, possession-based, tippy-tappy, round-the-box crap, or the bigger teams especially. But I see Brighton doing it. I see Bournemouth doing it at times. Bournemouth are very quick on a counter, to be fair. But Man City ain't as quick as they used to be on a counter-attack when you had Sane and Sterling and players like that, and Kevin De Bruyne. So I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, like, this is why I think this league's so wide open this season, because despite Man City not being great, Liverpool not being great at all, Man City are only 6 points behind Arsenal, and Arsenal have still got deficiencies. Let's not pretend that we're a set piece FC, and we're the best at it, by the way. But what happens if they dry up? Be like Haaland goals. Haaland goals dried up at the weekend. Oh, Man City lost. If our set plays dry up, all of a sudden Arsenal might lose. Yeah, and this is why I think this league this season is so wide open, because the quality's gone down for everyone in terms of the playing style. Yeah, maybe the quality of the players in certain teams has gone up. I mean, Arsenal's squad's got a lot better compared to what it was. But when I look at some of these other clubs, I mean, Tottenham, I mean, they'd forever be crap, wouldn't they? Let's just be real with it. Yeah, and again, they've just got a brand new manager that's trying to implement different ideas and different styles and trying to find out his best 11. Pep don't have that excuse. Yeah, he's got new players, but Pep knows his system. He knows what he wants to do. He's been there long enough. He's been there nearly a decade. And I'm not writing Pep off and saying he's a shit manager or anything like that, because he ain't. Let's just be real. He's one of the goats of world football ever. But Pep needs to figure this out, because I'm looking at some of these games that you've played this season, and I'm just like, nah, they ain't it. They really ain't it. But then I'm looking at Arsenal and I'm thinking, well, we really ain't it. Liverpool, they really ain't it. Man United, they ain't it. Yeah, and I think this is wide open, and this is why any Man City fans, listen, you watch your team a lot more than I do. You know your club inside out more than I do. So obviously, if there's other issues, then leave it in the comment section. But from an outsider looking in, I think this is down to the system that Pep plays, and everything in that system is off at the minute. Yeah, and I know you've only just lost one game in the last 10 in all comps, but I mean, come on, you're supposed to be beating the teams that you're playing anyway. You're supposed to beat these teams. Yeah, so like I'm thinking, well, where did Man City go to string 9 straight wins together? Is anyone even going to be able to do that? Can anyone do that? Can Arsenal string 9 straight league games together? Now, since we played Man City and drew 1-1, I think we've won 7 straight games in all comps. So obviously 5 in the league. Can we string another 5 together? Because if we can, I think we're gone. But then I don't know. When I'm looking at like the first game of the season when you played Tottenham, you were awful in that game. You had Trafford in goal, Rico Lewis, John Stones, and Diaz. 8 Nouri, obviously I know he's out injured. Reinders and Gonzalez, Bob, Cherky, Marmoush, Haaland. And you got Wade in. And he changes his team way too much for me. Way too much. Yeah, and I think that is the issue with Man City, is the fact that he's got so many new players into that club recently. Yeah, and I know it's a long season and he does do the rotation thing and all that, but I feel like he's doing it more this season. Bernardo Silva is captain. The guy's wanted to leave for about 4 years. Yeah, and then he plays him on the right at times. I'm like, bro, why are you playing him on the right? Yeah, then he'll play Savio on the right one week. Yeah, and Doku on the left. Then he'll drop Doku and play Savio on the left and Bernardo on the right. Then he'll change up the formation of every other game. And I'm just like, bro, what are you actually doing? Like, yeah, it's all well and good to have different tactics for different teams in certain games and stuff like that. I understand that. But there's way too many changes and there's way too many players that are not on their game at the minute. You know, very similar to Liverpool. Liverpool got so many players off the boil that you can't just blame the players. It's the manager. If there's so many players that are not playing well at the minute, then that's a manager issue, a system issue, a tactics issue. You know, bringing players on like the quality of Cherky for 5 minutes is just a shambles. Like, the last 18 months or so, 2 years maybe, about 18 months, last 18 months, Pep's done some mad off-key stuff with subs and waiting forever to make subs, and I don't know what's going on with him. I genuinely don't. Yeah, and I feel like no, Foden weren't really doing it at the beginning, and now he's playing himself back into form. Yeah, and he'll probably get benched in the next game. Well, all I'm saying, that next game's Swansea, so he might get benched. But the next league game, he might get benched. And this is yeah, it keeps players on their toes, but I just feel like Man City just need to have a steady 11 for now. And just use another extra 3 or 4 or 5 players, but use them like sparingly, not chopping and changing the starting 11 week in, week out. Looking at your fixtures now, they've got Bournemouth, Man City, Bournemouth, then Dortmund, then Liverpool, then Newcastle away, then Leverkusen, then Leeds, then Fulham. I mean, these are not easy games, by the way. Bournemouth's not going to be an easy game. Dortmund will forever be, well, I was going to say the German Tottenham, although they have won trophies, a lot of them. Well, a lot more than Tottenham. Then Liverpool. And that weekend, somebody's dropping points. So as long as Arsenal pick up points that weekend, happy days. Newcastle away ain't easy. And Newcastle always gives City a game as well. Leverkusen are crap. And Leeds, well, it's Leeds, isn't it? Fulham away is not an easy game. I've seen Man City struggle enough times. Sunderland's not easy. Then Real Madrid away. Then Palace away. We're up to the 14th of December here now. Man City need to put a run together where they string 4 or 5 league wins together. Otherwise, I feel like if Arsenal do, yeah, it's going to be too far. Yeah, and you can never rule Man City out because of what they've done and what they've achieved as a collective and with the manager and that. But way too many problems at Man City, with the playing staff and the manager. When I look at the way Man City used to play, like tippy tappy, pass and move, pass and move, pass and move, and yeah, I know teams are part of the bus. They used to part of the bus back then. There's no difference now to teams playing Man City than there were then, apart from the fact that teams probably open up a little bit more against Man City now because they're vulnerable, they're weak. You can get at them. Whereas before, you had Kyle Walker with his pace saving Man City quite a lot. You had Aguero and all of these other players, De Bruyne's, Mahrez, Gundogan's. Some top players. And I feel like the quality that Man City have got now isn't on that level. Yeah. So now teams are going, boy, we can get at this lot. All we've got to do is shut up shop and keep Haaland out. The rest of them ain't going to do anything. Foden's not prolific with goals. Savio definitely ain't. Yeah. Doku goes on a little run and that's about it. Yeah, you're not seeing Reinders slapping in goals for fun. You're not seeing Cherky do it. So if Haaland ain't scoring, then what? Yeah, and this is where Man City need to figure that out because as good as Haaland is, you can't rely on Haaland for the whole season to win you a title. Yeah, you have to rely on other players chipping in, and Man City fans, you'll know that better than I do. Yeah, knowing Sane, Sterling, De Bruyne's and all of that, like I just said, and Aguero's and that. So, listen, it's a bit mad looking at it as an Arsenal fan because I ain't getting carried away with where Arsenal are in the league. But in 5 games from now, and Arsenal's next 5 games are quite winnable, if I'm honest. In fact, very winnable. The next 5 games we've got Burnley in the league. I'm only going league. We've got Brighton tomorrow, obviously. But we've got Burnley away. Well, we should win that. Then we've got Sunderland away. That's going to be a difficult game. I can't lie. But we should be winning that. Tottenham, all their crap. Chelsea away, they're crap at the minute. And Brentford at home. I'm not being funny, but we should be winning 4 at least of them. Brentford at home we should beat. Tottenham we should beat. Burnley we should beat. Chelsea away we drew last year. And Sunderland are obviously flying high up the top, 3rd place at the minute, or 4th place or wherever they are. And that's not going to be an easy game. But if Arsenal get 4 wins and a draw out of that and stay like on this little unbeaten streak we're on, I think we'll be about 10 points clear unless Man City get their act together. But I know there's a lot of Liverpool fans that are down in the dumps. Yeah, and they've given up on the season already. But I've also seen Man City fans doing it. And that's not saying you'd associate with City fans knowing what they've done and how far they've chased teams down, including Arsenal, over the years. So, or just put a run together and stop Liverpool getting back in it. So let me know your thoughts and feelings. Is it over for City this season? I know it sounds stupid, 9 games in, but it's not looking good and you don't look convincing. No team looks mad convincing. The only thing that's separating Arsenal from the other teams is the fact we don't have shots against us. They were so good defensively. People can waffle about set plays all they like. Yeah, but you have to be in the other team's half to get these free kicks and corners. So, and these teams ain't getting into our half or close enough to our goal to even get a shot on target. So whilst it's good taking the piss about set pieces, nobody's scoring against us. 3 straight games in a row in the league, we ain't had a shot on target against us. So there we go. That's the difference. So yeah, let me know, Man City fans. Let me know, rival fans as well, any fans. I'm going live on the main channel, press conference reaction. So if you are watching this right to the end, go and check the press conference reaction out if I'm still live, unless you're watching it tomorrow. I'm recording this on the 28th, obviously, on the Tuesday evening. But yeah, bless up to everyone locked in. Smash the like button up. And I will be back again tomorrow on here on the daytime with another upload. I'm going to start doing more of these. I ain't really done any uploads for about a year until yesterday. So yeah, I'm going to try and incorporate some uploads on here as well as the watch-alongs that I do as standard anyway on here. So keep your eyes peeled for that. And make sure you're subbing, liking, commenting, sharing, all that good stuff. And I'm out. Bosh.